Welcome to the MYB animation. This cartoon is very funny. Hey! The dog is chasing the butterfly and left his employer. While two scientists chase the blue lampet. Blue lampet hid behind the dog's owner's grandmother. After buying the fruit, the grandmother took the blue lampet. See, the game brought Grandma. Scientists immediately chased and caught the blue lampet. Immediately grandmother beat the two scientists, and the scientists left. The grandmother brought home a blue lampet, and lulls him like his pet, and turns on the radio. Took him to bed. And he put his radio on. Blue lampet intends to leave the grandmother, but when I got to the door and opened it, it turned out that the scientist who was hunting him was ready too. The blue lampet ran to where his grandmother had been and hid behind the table. The scientist carefully looked for the blue lampet. The scientist carefully looked for the blue lampet. The fat one told the thin one not to make any noise and passed behind Grandma's chair, and he passed in front of Grandma. Skinny looked for a blue lampet under Grandma's pet dog's bed, while the blue Grandma woke up and held the skinny one, and it is thought that the dog has become thin due to lack of food. But, bad luck befalling a thin scientist. Grandmother woke up and held the thin scientist, and thought that his pet was getting thin, and fed him dog food. Even the thin one wanted to vomit and went to the bathroom. The scientist carefully looked for the blue lampet. Now it's the fat scientist's turn to be caught by the grandmother, and think her pet is fat. The grandmother held the fat man, and thought his dog was fat and carried him. While in the arms of the fat grandmother saw a blue lampet. But grandmother smelled a bad smell from the fat man earlier and bathed him. Grandma took her to the bathroom. In the bathroom there is a thin man who has been throwing up dog food. Before washing him, the fat one ran away, and bad luck for the thin one because the old woman caught him and bathed him. The blue lampet teased the fat man, and the fat man chased him. After taking a bath, the elbow was placed on the dog bed by the grandmother. The skinny one saw the blue lampet running. He ran after him. And the fat one returned to chase the blue lampet. Seeing the fat one chasing the blue lampet, the thin one also chased the blue lamp. Butterfly and the dog entered the grandmother's house and saw someone fighting. And the blue lamp pit was surrounded, and a fight broke out between the three of them. The dog barked, and they left the grandmother's. The dogs barked and those who were fighting left the grandmother's house, and the dog went back to his grandma. The end.